Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Honorata. I would like to invite you to share some of my life experience. For someone who live in America, I've been living in America for many years now, about 20 years. Originally coming from Tanzania, specifically from Bukoba. I'd like you to come and sure there is a lot of stuff that you will be interested to see. My interest, I have several interests, and that is what I would like you to share with me as we take up this journey. I love politics. For those of you who know me, you always see me tweeting, um, you know, putting comments on other people's YouTube channels. I'm actually a very big fan of several YouTubers in Africa. I like Odemaya, I like Dr. Mumbi, I like Trudy, and now I see the African tiger. I like all these. I like what they are standing for. In general, I see right now, as we all know, they are, into bringing Africa into the whole world. They want to share our Africa to the whole world, and I really share. I like what they are standing for and the work that they are doing. So I thought maybe I could also do a little bit of my part, or contribute, of what I can, because, like I said, I love politics big time. Background, actually, I'm a scientist. I'm a chemist, but I really love politics. Maybe it was a mistake that I ended up in science. I should have been a politician. But here I am. I am always, paying attention at what is going on in the world. And I always have a feeling that I can contribute something or I can say something. But unfortunately, up until now, there were no ways that you can contribute. But thank God to this social media, we can now contribute in our ways. When you see something happening or when you hear of a certain news and you feel like, wow, this is what should have been done, and you don't have a way of, putting your idea there, it's a little bit frustrating. But actually now, the way things are with this technology, you can always, hey, put your idea. It doesn't matter if it is taken, is acceptable, but at least you've put it out there, And uh, there is so many reasons why your ideas may not be acceptable. Maybe, like I said, my background is not in politics. My background in science, but and so there are people who have degrees in politics. So just because I'm thinking that things should be done this way, it doesn't mean that that's the right way. Okay, there are people who are out there. They look the practicability of your idea, and they have their ultimate decision on that kind of idea. But all in all, we are all, affected by world events, by what is going on in the world. And for me particularly, I'm always affected emotionally, economically, by the way, things are in Africa. I grew up there. I have family there, and forget about blood relatives. I also see all the. I have a love for my people. I feel sad when I see some of the bad things that is happening in Africa. I mean, for example, this story which I posted on my Facebook of this child who was running away from Zimbabwe to go to South Africa. I'm looking at this kid. To me, I think he was like 12 years or 13 years old, running on his own. I mean, of course, that well, this particular case, there was a journalist who was walking, with him, but he had to escape the difficulty of life back there. Being that his parents died and he didn't have anybody to support him, so he was, of course, he had grandmom, but how much can a grandmom do? When you have all these grandson to take grandchildren to take care of. So obviously, the choice of him running away to go to South Africa was not a bad choice. But I mean, up until now, I don't know if he survived. I mean, we know that he ended up in a uh, in an orphanage, but we don't know what happened after that. And I mean, being a foreigner as a grown-up is not funny. And just think of a child being a foreigner and an orphan. So these things like this, to me, I don't know about others, they affect me to a point where I get so disturbed. I fail even to do very well what I'm doing. I get so disturbed. So, when you feel this way, then, your reaction is, maybe I should say something, I should do something. And, for those of you who were following this story, I decided to say that, what, it is time that we have to change the way we teach our schools, because one thing about Africa, we tend to follow things which follow the book the way it's written. But I mean, why can't we just change things to suit our needs? So my suggestion was, why don't we change the curriculum of a primary school such a way that make use of land. Land is biggest resource. God gave us this resource and it's for free. Why shouldn't the children learn when they go to school? You go to school and you go there, primary school, you waste time learning stuff that you may never even apply. Why not teach them how to farm, teach them to farm, teach them the modern technology, modern farming techniques, so that at least when they finish standard 7, they don't have an excuse of running to the cities where they'll be, jobless. Okay, at least let them make sure that you have equipped them with the tool to survive, and if possible to flourish. Living in a village is not a case, but we need leaders that can make sure that, these students, when they finish standard 7, they can live in the village, and have farms. It can be done. It can be done, and it should be done. Because if we don't do that, we see all these people ending up in the cities, and where do they go? You cannot just go to the city, live in the city without any plan. I mean, there is a very high unemployment rate, even to the graduates. I know a lot of my nephews who are very smart. They finish their master's degrees, they finish their undergraduate degrees, they don't have a job. What about this kid who just doesn't have anything? They just finished standard 7, they're running to the city. What good can happen to them? So this stuff like this make me feel like I have to do something or say something. So I mean, these are the things that touches me, and I guess because of those things, and I mean, what is happening right now, this big movement, homecoming movement, made me decide that, why not join the group, and then, you could share your experience if you can. I mean, this is giving myself a stage where I can share my life experience, and of course, politics. Like I said, love politics. Um, I love uh, traveling. I mean, actually, soon I'm going to be traveling, going to Africa. I'm looking forward to going to Tanzania. So I would like to take you with you guys, whoever is going to be on my channel. I'll take you to Tanzania. We'll go to Bukoba, where I built this house for my parents, but unfortunately they passed away. So I'll show you the life there, because I know with all this African movement, I mean, a homecoming, there are a number of people who are asking themselves, where do we start? Where do we go? How do we even go to Africa? Because there's this big call, come to Africa, but how do you do this? So I'm gonna do my part and help and show you, what is Africa, especially, going to East Africa, because I don't see much. We see a lot of calling, a lot of initiative being taken by West Africans to show their countries. Gambia, Nigeria, of course, is one of the most advertised country in Africa. We see a little bit, we see Nigeria, we see Ghana, but we don't see much of East Africa. So, I'll take this opportunity to show some of, what Africa is. So I would like to invite you to come with me and see that. So another thing that I'm interested, I guess, being a mother, a grandmother, I like cooking. And so actually I'm going to start this show by cooking. Okay? There is one particular food that I love most. This is called matoke, or actually, okay, that means it's bananas, green bananas. But matoke, the special bananas that grow in Bukoba, where I come from. So for hires out there, we know we love bananas. Bananas is the most important dish in our culture. My grandma would never eat anything else if it was not for bananas. So I would like to introduce you to this dish. I'm gonna be making it, and in the future we will do more than that. I will show you around. I live here in Florida. I'll show you, what we have around. So guys, welcome to my channel. Here I am. I love you guys. Welcome to my channel.